Welcome in, along with Mike Renner. I'm Steve Palazzolo, and this is your Detroit Lions NFL Draft Recap, all powered by PFF Edge and Elite. All right, Mike, the Lions had the 8th overall pick. They go with T.J. Hockenson from Iowa. A lot of people were mocking Hockenson to the Lions, so that seemed like a good fit. Not necessarily where we would go from a positional value standpoint, but you're definitely getting a good, solid, all-around player.
Yeah, he's the number one tight end on our board. We saw him as more of a back end of the first round type of guy, but the value after Josh Allen went off the board was always kind of wonky there in that middle range of picks. We just didn't see anyone kind of after Allen being necessarily worth that top 10 pick. So we were hoping some teams could trade back, recoup value there. Maybe someone falls in love with a QB. Lions couldn't find a trade partner. You still got to go one T.J. Hockenson. He'll be your complete tight end in an offense that's that utilizes a player like that in their system.
Yeah, when you look at all the tight ends, a lot of people said it was a deep class, but I think Hockenson was the clear number one, knows how to get open, top of his routes, only 2 drops. Really fun to watch in the run game. He will get after it.
Yeah.
Against defensive ends, too. You don't see that from a lot of college tight ends. So I think Lions fans are going to really like T.J. Hockenson.
It's no Eric Ebron pick. It's not even close.
It's not like if they got Noah Fant, he's a lot
That's
closer to Ebron, the athlete who can't catch the ball.
Much better pick than that.
So really like Hockenson overall as a player. Now the question for the Lions, I think, is the last 2 drafts, it seems like they're really focused on the run game, stopping the run and establishing the run. And it does look like there's a lot of picks for the rest of the draft here that were focused on the run game as well.
Yeah, they were really trying to rebuild what New England does in the trenches with their interior guys, with their linebackers, and kind of skewing the back end. At the moment, they're kind of not really paying attention to the cornerback position. They did address it later on, but Jelani Tavai is not a coverage linebacker. He is coveted there. The reason they drafted him is because he has the ability to go seamlessly from edge to inside linebacker and add onto your pass rush as a blitzer. That's what he brings to the table best. But to me, versatility is only valuable in the NFL if you can do one of those things at a high level. Simply being able to do it doesn't move the needle for me, and we never saw pass rushing at a high level from Tavai, coverage at a high level from Tavai, or even run defense at a high level. He's just solid and not a great athlete in his own right. 4'8", 440. It was a reach. It was one of the biggest reaches of this entire draft, in our opinion.
We had him at 237 on our board. Now, of course, the Lions and the Patriots and now the Dolphins, they're all picking the same players, right? They get the same defensive coaches. A lot of reports that the Patriots were all over Tavai, and the Lions felt like they needed to get him. Again, we just don't feel like that's the type of impact you would want to get at 43 necessarily. As far as the rest of the draft, Will Harris, solid safety out of Boston College. It's going to be solid across the board until we get to round 5.
Athlete.
Austin Bryant, another solid player, kind of the forgotten guy on the Clemson defensive line. Never put up spectacular grades, but he's pretty good.
And he's their There's the Patriots style of big, long defensive end, can play 3 technique if you need him to in a pinch. He can move from inside to outside, that versatility. Again, another thing covered in that defense.
But then on day 3, round 5, the number 146 pick in the draft, one of our favorite picks of the entire draft is Amani Oruwariye from Penn State. We were joking, hey, if you just threw him up in the 2nd round, for our board, it wouldn't look so bad. So this is one of the steals of the draft in Oruwariye.
Yeah, he is big, long, and has probably the smoothest tips, for my money, of these bigger cornerbacks in this draft. That's why I'm very surprised he fell all the way to round 5. Now, there's a lot of inconsistency on his tape. Does not do great in breaking from off coverage, but he's probably not going to be playing a lot of off coverage there in Detroit. He has that size to match up with the bigger wide receivers. Like I said, I'm really surprised he fell this far with the traits that he has, the skill set. I think it's a valuable skill set, and especially in this Lions defense.
A couple years of really good grading and the highest one-on-one win rate at the Senior Bowl. Rounding out the draft, another running back in Ty Johnson from Maryland, and then Isaac Nada, a guy who ran about a 4.9, a tight end, a run-blocking type of tight end. So again, they're just looking at that run game over the last 2 years in their drafts.
Yeah, not super exciting after the Oruwariye pick, but I think Travis Fulgham has a chance to be a good possession-type receiver there with the Lions. I love his route running ability. Has a creative way. He gets open creatively. Not necessarily a great athlete, but I thought he had that consistent sort of separation ability, that just nuanced route running that you don't get later on in the draft.
So there you have it. It is your Detroit Lions NFL Draft Recap, all powered by PFF Edge and Elite.